This game is very scary. I don't know why it's scary, but it's scary. Survival horror has been a mega part of my life since I was a wee old baby. I remember my first brush with survival horror, if you could even call it that, was a poster for Dead Rising 2. The one where all the zombies surround the main man, Chuck Green, and all are very pale, very hungry looking. They're all like, ah. And Chuck's like holding the chainsaw and like looking all cool and badass and stuff. I remember looking upon this poster outside of GameStop when I was like 6 years old, and it scared me so bad. Like, badder than anything I saw before. Like, anything I saw as like a. I mean, I didn't see anything as a baby because I was a baby. It was dark. But like, the poster itself, I'm gonna admit it's not scary at all. Like, yeah, there's zombies, like a lot of them, but like there was like barely any gore, like no gore, like no big tooth bendy monster or like dumbass mechanical bear or something. It's just a man surrounded by stupid looking zombies, and it shook me to the core. In fact, I remember I went up to my like first grade Catholic teacher, and I described the poster to her like it was like a damn murder scene or something, like I witnessed, and her white middle-aged face looked at me like and she looked at me like I was describing the Necronomicon or something from Evil Dead, and then she just like stop. She just made me stop, which I still remember to this day. The poster itself though, like moving on from my teacher, like it haunted me for like weeks. I remember, and I still remember it after all these years, like how it made me feel. I didn't figure out why I was scared by it until like my brain molded a bit and I got older. But it like I learned that it wasn't the imminent threat or monster that scared me. It was all the stress like from the situation, like a man surrounded by zombies and stuff. Like Chuck in the poster is armed to the teeth with like a wheel. He's on armed to the teeth, but you know what I mean. Like he like has like a double like edge a chainsaw and like stuff, and it was all badass. But there were so many zombies. And they were brainless looking, and they were like dumb and pale, and but they were surrounding him. Chuck had that weapon and stuff, but like that made me like think even more. Is he gonna fight? Is he gonna take them out? Is he gonna like clear the path and run or something? What if like they catch up to him and like corner him? Like, how is he gonna get out? That amount of choices like he could make, like not knowing which one has like the highest probability of survival, like it scared me. It scared me bad when I was like a 6 year old. After that, I was pretty shaken up. Like, I had a fear of zombies for a while, fun fact. Whenever I would go to sleep, I would hide under my bed covers, like, trying to hide from, like, the imaginary ones I saw in my head, shove across, like, the dark corners of my room. It was wild. Got even wilder, like, for the events to come. Like, I was in for a ride. There was this college guy who was in my house for some reason. I don't know. He stayed there for like a year of my life. I was like 6 or 7, and this guy was 19 and stuff. And let me tell you, he fucking tormented me. This guy would hide in corners in my house and act like a zombie, and then come out and grab me when I walked by. Like, there was this one time told me he would be right back, and he was like, oh, I'll be right back, I'll be right back. And then he went upstairs and acted like a zombie came out from out of nowhere upstairs, and like was eating him, like chewing him through the bone. And it was so traumatizing to me. I remember like screaming. It was scary, right? But it did kind of harden me to zombies a bit. Instead of like being absolutely mortified by them like how I was before, it kind of like turned into like a sick fascination, like how people were like true crime, I guess. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but you know, like it's like if you see like a cosmic entity or something covered in blood walking to the forest, like you would go up and like look at it, right? Because like what the hell's going on, right? And like just in luck, I got my iPad right for like my 6th birthday, and I had the whole world to my fingertips. So at 6 years old, I would go on YouTube and then look up zombie and just watch a bunch of videos relating to zombies, like GoPro parkour, like zombie runs and stuff. And it eventually led me to this like little known game called Resident Evil. One of my first memories of seeing Resident Evil was the opening cutscene to Resident Evil 2 with Claire Redfield when she's walking through the bar and stuff, and a zombie gets up and goes like, "Ugh," and starts shambling towards her, and then she's like, "Stop, please." It was like the Barbie looking people didn't bother me so much as a kid. So let me like I was engrossed. Like the way the zombie looked like shambling towards her was so memorable. It was so memorable. Like the guy was looking so vicious and dead, and the whites in his eyes were so lifeless, but he was moving. It was a corpse moving, and at that point, I've never seen anything like it. And they did such a good job with the PS1 CGI to make a zombie look that damn good, right? And it I was jumping up and down as a kid. I was like, "Get out of there, girl!" And then she did. I'm happy for her. Imagine a 6-year-old little kid in 2013 on his bed with his black little iPad, kicking his feet up in the air, watching playthrough after playthrough of this random zombie game from 1998. Like, that was me. Like, and it planted the seed for my love for survival horror and my love for retro games in general. As my love grew and grew, it was around the time where this little game, by little I mean it was little, it was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and it just came out, and the game was a little rough, didn't sell too well, but it had young me just writhing in excitement. I saw Claire and Leon and Ada and brand spanking HD Xbox 360 glory, right? Like, then I saw Resident Evil 4, and then I saw Leon. Leon, I'm just gonna say he was the coolest motherfucker I've ever seen up to that point. I was a little Blasian boy, and I remember I thought he was so cool that I asked to borrow a case from the local GameStop of Resident Evil 4, and then going to the next door to the hair salon and pointing at Leon on the cover and be like, "Give me this hair now." And the barber was like, "Oh, your hair's a little too curly for that." And it made me so sad, but you know what? If she was actually skilled, she would have gave me it. And then I proceeded to go back and return the case of Resident Evil 4 to the GameStop. And then later that day, Resident Evil 4 became the first rated M game I've ever bought. And I took it home, and I was too scared to play it. I beat it eventually with the help of that college guy I mentioned earlier. But after Resident Evil, my fascinations led me to Clock Tower, and then Dead Space, and then Evil Within, then Silent Hill, then System Shock 2, then Fatal Frame, then Eternal Darkness, then Outlast, then Haunting Ground, and you get the point. It enveloped me. The survival horror genre enveloped me, and as a young kid, it molded my brain to just, like this stuff. And sure, it overwhelmed and stressed me and scared me, but it came to a point where I learned how to face my fear, and instead of running away from it, I sat down and learned it. The things that stressed me out most about survival horror games was not the scary monsters or the storylines that were either cheesy or the best thing you've ever fucking witnessed. It was the choices you made during gameplay, like how you dealt with the monsters in general. Like, do you run? Do you hide? Do you fight with like 2 bullets you have in your magnum? Do you throw your hands up and run away from the screen cartoonishly? It was so many choices during gameplay, and it all excited me. Survival horror is exciting. It's scary because it's stressful. It's very stressful. It's also stressful, but that's what makes it good. A good survival horror game will stress you out because it is good. thanks to whoever's watching. This is my first video, and I'm just trying to talk about my interests, like go with the flow and stuff. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I was always really scared. It's fun though, just to preach to like a choir about all the things that run around my head. If you like this video, go follow my Twitter or Instagram. Like if you want, maybe even subscribe if you like. Anyways, thanks for watching.